If you're being straight honest, there's really no point in being a billionaire in Vice City, or, well, not quite a billionaire, but making $999 million. But I thought it would be fun to do because, you know, you own all this property and all these cars in the game, you should be a billionaire, or almost. So here are some shots of my property. This is the inside of the Vercetti mansion. I didn't know how I was going to get a really good shot of the inside of it because I didn't want to spend too much time here, but this is pretty cool. I'm standing up on the second floor looking out on the main room. There's obviously a lot more inside the Vercetti mansion, but I'm not going to go through all that right now. So that's a decent shot. Here's the outside of the Vercetti mansion, just chilling out front, looking at it. You can see the Infernus just right in front of Tommy. And, you know, it's a mansion. It's a big house. Here's the two-car garage that you can store whatever cars you want in here, and they will not disappear or be stolen unless it's a glitch. As you can see, I've stored a PCJ 600 motorcycle and a Comet because I did want a convertible at this mansion stored. And these are two cars that will spawn infinitely in front of my houses. If I get in one of them and drive away and leave the car somewhere, when I come back, another car just like it will be waiting there for me. That's the Infernus, probably the car I drive the most in this game. It's really good. And this is the stretch limo, pretty useless, but it's really cool to have in front of your house. Here's the swimming pool I have out back in my mansion. Just, you know, it's actually like a wading pool, but whatever. Here's the back of my house. You can see the back side of my house. And right there you can see a helicopter. It's a Sea Sparrow. It's the helicopter I have behind my house. It has a machine gun too. And speaking of helicopters, here's the roof. It has a helipad, and most of the time a helicopter, a big helicopter like this, will spawn on the top. This, I think it's called like a Sentinel or something like that, but sometimes it's not there, so I think one of my gang members is stealing it when I'm not looking. That's enough of my mansion. Here's some of my property. This is the ice cream store that I own. I'm just going to show you the outside because there's nothing inside. You can see the little ice cream selling truck out front and the two little ice cream sundaes on the top of the building that look like boobies. But it actually doesn't sell ice cream, it sells drugs, but who's counting, right? Here's my boat dock that I bought. This one makes me a little bit of money. And it's got a save point, and it comes with two boats that I can take out into the water, which are pictured here. But it's just a nice little dock in Viceport that makes me a little money, like the ice cream shop, and comes with those two boats, which is really nice. Next up we have my car lot, the Sunshine Autos. It's a great place. It makes a ton of money. I mean, it makes like $9,000 a day, and for most of the game that's a lot of money. For me it's not now, but it was. Not only does it come with a save point, 9,000 bucks a day, comes with 5 cars that infinitely spawn inside. Here's a picture of the first two. When you complete some missions, you get these cars. They're decent cars. I don't love them, but they're solid. There's the one that you get at the start when you first buy the car auto. It's not very good, but it's a car. On the roof, you get that little Jeep-like thing, which is kind of useful. And I took another extra picture of this race car. This car is badass. This is probably the best normal car in the game because it can fly like you would not believe. So I love having that car spawn infinitely on the second floor of my car lot. Here's my pay and spray, which I have downstairs in my car lot. You know, whenever the cops are bugging me, I can go drive a car in there and I'm good. They'll repaint it, redo the engine, fix everything. Awesome to have in your basement. And there's also 4 two-car garages in the basement of the car lot. In here, I've stored a cop car and a taxi cab in case I ever want to do those missions. In the second garage, I have an ambulance, and that's a fire truck, which is good to have around. In the third one you see here, I have the SWAT car and the tank, which is nice. And in this fourth one, I have this cool little Jeep thing. I can't remember what it's called, but it feels fun to drive, and that's what's important. So I like to have one of those, and I have a PCJ 600 motorcycle. I want to have one of those within reach of my person at all times. This is my printing shop. I know it looks pretty boring, but it makes a lot of money, like I think 8,000 a day. It has some fun missions that come with it. It looks pretty bland, but it's an important piece of property to own. Makes a lot of money, or at least it used to make a lot of money. So this is good to own. Here's Kaufman Cabs, the taxi cab company that I own. Makes 5,000 a day. Lets you do some extra missions that you need to get 100%. And when you complete those, you get the Zebra Cab, which is the super cab. That's kind of cool. What else do we got here? Here's a little shack. I know it's a piece of crap, right? And it doesn't do anything but give me a save point. But that's why it only costs $1,000. And I guess it's kind of nice to have a save point there in downtown. So that's a little shack that I own. Here are the Hyman condos. Here's a close-up of the garages that I have. That's really the important part of the Hyman condos. So those are the 3 garages that come with it. Here's a zoom-out shot. You can see all of the Hyman condos. This place does not make me any money, but it's a piece of property you need to own to beat the game, 100% anyway, and it has a save point and a police bribe. Okay, now inside the 3 garages at Hyman condos, I have, first of all, this first one. It has a Banshee, which is a little car that goes really fast, really nice to have. Love it. And next to that you see a Ballistic Compact. And I know it doesn't look like much of a car, but it flies. I love the acceleration. I love the way it handles, so it's good to have around. I want to keep one of these. This next garage has a Blood Ring Banger, which is the car that you compete against in the Blood Ring races in the stadium, so it's tougher than most cars, good to have around. Kind of rare too, you don't see it driving around the street. That next to it is a Stallion. It's a convertible, and it's always nice to have convertibles around, so I have one of those stored. And in this garage, the third one, the biggest one, it holds 4 cars. You can see the other 2 cars in the back. Got a Cuban Hermes and a Voodoo. Those are the gang cars for the Cubans and the Haitians, so if I ever feel the need to sneak around in Little Haiti and Little Havana covertly, I can use those cars. And I also have 2 other cars in there. The one in the back is a Stinger, which is another convertible that I really like. It's probably my favorite convertible in the game, and that is a Cheetah in the front. You can barely see the Stinger in the back, but that's the Cheetah. The Cheetah's a lot like the Banshee, but it's nice and fast, accelerates nicely, so I really like it. So that's what I have stored in those garages. Moving on, here you've got... oh, these are my movie studios. I couldn't show you all the movie studios. I could take 100 pictures inside here, but I do own a movie studio. It makes like 8,000 a day. It makes quite a bit of money early in the game. It's big, it has a lot of fun missions, and it's just fun to own because you got this director guy who makes movies in there, and you know, it's pretty fun to have. I mean, this place is huge. I could take a ton of pictures of it, but I'm not really gonna bother doing that. Then we've got this building on the East Island. It's called 3321 Vice Point, and it's just a save point. It's right next to the mall, which is kind of useful to have around. So that's a good save point to have. This is the El Swanco Casa, which is just a really nice house. It's not as nice as my mansion, but you can see from this picture that it's a nice house. You know, 2 stories, excuse me. It's nice and big. It's got a swimming pool, and it also comes with a 1-car garage. As you can see here, I have like an SUV parked in here, but it's actually called a Patriot. In Grand Theft Auto 3, the Patriot was like the supercar. Here it's just another cool car, so I stored one of those. These are the Leaf Links apartments right next to the golf course. I own these as well. They don't make me money, but it's a save point, so it's good to have around. So that's another piece of property I own. This is probably the best property in the game to own. It unlocks good missions and it makes a lot of money. It's called the Malibu Club. It makes $10,000 a day, and there's also a dance club inside. I took a quick picture of what's going on inside. You can see all the happy people dancing. So this is a great place to own, called the Malibu Club. Here's 1102 Washington Street. It's just a save point, not too expensive, nothing special. But again, it's a pretty big building, kind of impressive that you own it. Here's the Pole Position Club. It's like a strip joint. It's a little like the Malibu Club, but not quite as swanky. But it makes $4,000 a day. It's another impressive piece of property to own, and I'm just showing you pictures of everything, I guess. Here's Ocean Heights, which is just a really tall building near the south end of the east building. I guess it's like a hotel. I own it. It doesn't make money, but I can save there. And it comes with a one-car garage in which I have a PCJ 600 motorcycle. Again, I say you can never have enough motorcycles. So that's the last garage I have in the game. And finally, here's the Ocean Beach Hotel. I don't think I own it. I think I only own a room in it, but it's still a save point. And that's about it.